Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today we're going to completely demystify weight loss. We're looking at a totally fascinating breakdown of the mechanics of getting in shape. And we're going to prove that yes, while diet and exercise absolutely matter, the real secret to success isn't just physical at all. It's actually purely behavioral. So if you've ever struggled to stick to a plan, the source material we're unpacking today is going to change exactly how you approach your goals.
So most of us probably think weight loss is just this even split between diet and exercise, right? Well, take a look at the actual breakdown of success. Diet and exercise, they're actually just small slices of the pie, only about 12% each. Good quality sleep doubles that at 25%. But the massive half of the entire equation is consistency, literally just doing what you said you would do. Because without that, honestly, the other percentages don't even matter. All right, here's our roadmap for today. First, the 500% rule, then the math of fat loss, followed by the no tracking cheat code, rules for surviving a diet, and we'll wrap up with exercise, sleep, and success. Let's get right into it. Section 1, the 500% rule. This is all about building those foundational habits and setting up your environment. Okay, so if you're starting a diet today, you need these 3 specific phases to make failing almost impossible. First up, you have to get inspired. Inspiration is that initial spark. Maybe you saw a photo of yourself, but you gotta remember that feeling only lasts a day or 2. So you immediately need step 2, a measurable goal with a hard deadline. Think, I'm gonna lose 5 pounds by July 1st. Finally, step 3 is the plan. You need detailed, realistic swaps. We're not talking about starving yourself, it's about swapping out that daily sugary granola and peanut butter sandwich for, say, a 1-mile jog, 15 large strawberries, and 3 boiled eggs. Just that single change is enough to drop multiple pounds in a few weeks. And that brings us to a crucial point, environment design. Look, having a plan is totally useless if you don't set your actual life up to follow it. You gotta boil those eggs the night before. You need to lay out your running clothes. Because if you keep buying peanut butter and grape jelly and sticking them right at the front of the fridge, well, you don't actually intend to stick to your diet. You're just waiting for the day you give in. You must curate your environment. Make the good choices completely frictionless and the bad choices incredibly difficult.
But hey, the real world is messy, right? Eventually, you're gonna face temptation. Imagine accidentally tripping and falling face first into a booth at IHOP, where literally every single menu item is over 1,000 calories. This is exactly when your brain is gonna feed you 4 highly dangerous excuses. One cheat meal won't hurt, I'll actually start dieting tomorrow, I just won't eat later to make up for it, or my personal favorite, maybe I should just start bulking. To survive, you have to use your limited willpower to practice saying no to these exact phrases. Anticipate the excuses before they even happen, practice walking away, and remember that willpower is finite, which is exactly why avoiding the temptation in the first place is always your absolute best bet.
Moving right along to Section 2, the math of fat loss, where we'll understand deficits and metabolism.
Now, to lose fat, you absolutely must eat fewer calories than your body burns. It really is that simple. If your body burns 2,000 calories a day, eating 1,700 calories creates a 300-calorie deficit. And because your body still needs those missing 300 calories just to function, it is forced to dip into its own stored fat to make up the difference. While online calculators are a great starting point to find this number, everyone's metabolism is a bit different. The real test is the scale. If your average weekly weight isn't dropping, you simply need to lower your calories by another 200 to 300 or just increase your daily activity.
When you're looking at the math, you mainly just need to focus on your overall calories and making sure you get enough protein. But you have got to be incredibly careful with fats. Things like cooking oils, nuts, salad dressings, and cheese, they're perfectly healthy for sure. But fats pack a massive 9 calories per gram. That's more than double the calories of carbs or a protein. This is exactly why a seemingly innocent, tiny pack of trail mix can contain the calories of a dying neutron star. If you're just eyeballing your portions, fats will silently destroy your calorie deficit without you even realizing it. All right, Section 3, the no tracking cheat code. This is all about escaping the food scale. Here is the absolute #1 trick for effortless fat loss: volume eating. Just look at the difference here. 200 calories of Oreos is a tiny, highly processed snack that is going to leave you starving and craving more sugar like 20 minutes later. But 200 calories of strawberries? That is a massive, incredibly filling bowl of food. By swapping highly processed, hyperpalatable foods for minimally processed, high-volume whole foods like fruits, veggies, and lean proteins, you naturally maintain a calorie deficit just because you literally feel too full to overeat. And another massive part of this no-tracking cheat code, your snacking habits.
The hard truth is, most of us just snack on high-calorie junk food out of boredom, or stress, or thirst, not because we're actually biologically hungry. By simply setting a hard rule to cut out snacks entirely and only eat during your designated meals, you effortlessly slice hundreds of unnecessary calories right out of your day without having to track a single number. And the best part? Over time, your body actually stops sending you those false craving signals. Let's dive into Section 4, Rules for Surviving a Diet. Consider this your rapid-fire arsenal. This is your ultimate survival toolkit. First up, hydrate aggressively. A lot of times your brain actually confuses thirst for hunger. Chugging a big glass of water can kill a craving instantly. Also, avoid liquid calories like sodas and juices entirely. They do absolutely nothing to fill you up. Make those low-calorie swaps like using cauliflower rice or keto bread. For timing, eating 3 to 5 meals a day really prevents you from getting dangerously hungry. You can even use smaller plates to literally trick your brain into thinking you're eating way more food. Have some black coffee or tea, because caffeine acts as a great mild appetite suppressant. And most importantly, if you mess up and eat a donut, do not throw away the whole day. Messing up wasn't part of the plan, sure, but giving up was never part of the plan either. Finally, we've made it to Section 5, Exercise, Sleep, and Success. These are the final puzzle pieces. Now, while diet is the primary driver of fat loss, exercise is the ultimate multiplier. Lifting weights is absolutely crucial because it builds muscle, and that permanently increases your resting metabolism. Adding in some cardio, like high-intensity interval training or circuit workouts, burns great bonus calories. But here's the real psychological secret. Once you physically experience the absolute grueling effort it takes on a treadmill just to burn off 200 calories, you become much less likely to casually pop open a 200-calorie bag of chips while sitting on the couch. Exercise assigns a very real physical cost to junk food. But hey, if you absolutely hate traditional cardio, just aim for this magic number, 10,000 steps a day. Getting outside and simply walking this much every single day is practically a cheat code for burning extra calories and melting fat effortlessly, all without ramping up your hunger hormones the way intense cardio sometimes can. But listen to me. You can do all the math, you can eat mountains of strawberries and walk all the steps and still completely sabotage yourself if you ignore your sleep. Quality sleep is the biological process that regulates your hormones. Poor sleep spikes your cortisol and massively disrupts the hormones that control your hunger and tell your body to release stored fat. If your sleep is terrible, you are literally fighting your own biology on hard mode. Ultimately, as you diligently build these habits, the behavioral side really takes over. The whole plan becomes so much easier to follow, and you might actually find yourself genuinely enjoying the high energy that comes with eating well and moving your body. So, as you evolve into this brand new, healthy version of yourself, you have to ask, will this just remain a daily lifestyle choice, or will it eventually become your entire personality? The habits you choose to build today will decide the answer. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. See you next time.